Hey everybody! First episode of Demon Souls. I'm really excited. I got a capture card. Primarily for this game, but obviously I'm probably going to be doing some others, as well as streaming. Especially streaming. But for now, mainly just Demon Souls now. I'm sure a lot of you may know from my Dark Souls videos. This is the predecessor to Dark Souls, which is really nice. Okay, we're going to start a new game. Also, on top of getting the capture card, it kind of came with some pretty decent editing software. I mean, it's simply cut stuff, but it works a lot better than what I have, so expect a lot more cutting. In fact, I'm going to actually do one right now. We're going to customize our character. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to just cut to when I have everything all selected. I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright, and we're back. Okay, so I mainly just changed I didn't change much. I just changed into a Temple Knight. I edited his hair and his nose a little bit. So, nothing big. Anyway, let's start the game. I'm also probably going to edit out loading screens and such. I mean, I'm probably going to miss a couple every now and then, but for the most part, I should be editing them out. So we're not going to skip cutscenes because, yeah. Because this is the first playthrough. First playthrough, we're not going to skip cutscenes and stuff like that. Later playthroughs probably will. Anyway, I'll shut up now so you can hear.
That is, until the colorless deep fog swept across the land. Boletaria was cut off from the outside world, and those who dared penetrate the deep fog never returned. But Valorfax of the royal twin Fangs broke free from the fog and told the world of Boletaria's plight. That the old King Alant had aroused the Old One, the great beast below the Nexus, from its eternal slumber, and that a colorless fog had swept in, unleashing terrible demons. The demons hunt down men and claim their souls. Those who lose their souls also lose their minds. The mad attack the sane, and chaos reigns. Valorfax spoke of the enticing power of the demon souls. Each time a demon claims a human soul, the demon's own soul is invigorated by the life force, and the power of a mature demon soul is beyond human imagination. The legend spread quickly. Mighty warriors were drawn to the accursed land, but none have returned. Biore of the twin Fangs, Yurt the silent chief, Sage Obey, Skurver the wanderer, the sixth saint Astraya and her knight Selen Vinland, and Sage Frake the visionary. The colorless deep fog slowly creeps beyond Boletaria's borders. Humankind faces a slow and steady extinction. The deep fog will eventually swallow all lands near and far. But Boletaria has one final hope. A lone warrior who has braved the baneful fog. Has the land found its savior? Or have the demons found a new slave?
Alright, would I like to play the Journey to the Nexus? This is basically the tutorial area, but we are going to do it because there is a boss at the end, which it's kind of like one of those supposed to lose fights, but you can beat him and you get some nice rewards if you do. So we are going to try and beat him. Normally I beat him, but recording / streaming curse could prevent that. Happened before, might happen again. Anyway, we're going to take off everything but our pants so we can fast roll. In Demon Souls, you get in Dark Souls there's 3 roll speeds. There's fast rolling, medium rolling, and fat rolling. In this one, you're fast rolling or you're fat rolling. There's no middle ground anymore. If you have 50% less equipment burden, 50% or less equipment burden, you're fast rolling. If you have more than that, you're fat rolling. No middle ground. But at the same time, our armor doesn't feel as effective in Demon Souls as it did in Dark Souls, so you typically just want to fast roll whenever you can. I mean, you know, maybe if you're going with like a heavy shield build where you're primarily going to be blocking, then heavy armor might be worthwhile. But in this case, it definitely wouldn't be. I'd much rather have the mobility. Right. Also, there's no jump function in Demon Souls, and only in Dark Souls. If you hold down the sprint button and then you hit the... you release it and hit it again, you'll jump, and this one you'll just roll like you normally would if you hit the circle button. But yeah, also, apologies if you hear kind of a staticky background noise. I don't even know what that is. Like, I take off my headset and I try to listen for it. My guess is probably maybe the computer or something. I can't really do anything about it. So if it gets annoying, I apologize, but for the most part, yeah. Probably not going to end up... I'm not going to edit out this loading screen because obviously my conversation continued into it. I guess that would be like the exception to that. Anyway, also, it wasn't that long. The loading screens we're going to edit are going to be like the ones that are just obvious, like I know I'm about to enter a level, so I'll stop talking and do that. But yeah, hopefully hopefully the videos will improve in quality due to, you know, being able to edit and what have you. I wonder if I can edit non-game captured footage, I mean non-capture card footage with this thing. That'd be nice. I would love to actually do some cutting. In you know, my Dark Souls videos. Just parry these dudes. The parry animation in this one, in Demon Souls, basically looks like the Hornet Ring parry animation in Dark Souls. I got more dudes. Oh, he's not dead. 69 damage! Alright, also, it seems like the Souls seem a bit harder to come by in Demon Souls from what I've played. I mean, I played it a long time ago. You know, I'm not new to this in any sense of the word, but yeah, it's been some time since I played it. I mean, not recently, I streamed it a bit, but, you know, before I picked it back up, it had been some time. So, anyway, in case you're wondering what I have in mind for this character, I'm thinking of making a Faith character. Hence why I picked the Temple Knight. The thing that upsets me about Faith in this game, though, is it feels really kind of useless to level up the stat. I mean, the benefit you get from leveling up your Faith stat is you can use weapons that regenerate your health more effectively. I mean, when I say more effectively, I mean you do more damage with them. Your health doesn't regenerate more effectively. That happens by upgrading the weapons. And, you know, I'll go into the weapon upgrade system later. Anyway, we have the boss behind this door. The "you're supposed to die" boss. Let's see, okay, we got our 2 grasses. We're going to just have this more potent grass out. Let's see if we can beat this guy. He can almost one-shot me when I have full health, but not quite, which is nice, because I don't have to worry about, like, oh, I messed up once. Oh, God, I hate when that happens. Like, I lightly tapped his knee, and caused me to take damage. I hate when that happens with, like, characters in any game. I mean, it's one thing if they want to make me stumble, but doing health damage, I mean, come on. How often does somebody, like, walk past you in a crowd and maybe they accidentally bump your shoulder? I mean, are you physically injured when that happens? I don't think so. Granted, this guy is pretty big, and, you know, maybe it's because he has those little spikes on his legs, who knows? Right. I'm probably making this look a lot easier than it actually is. I mean, you have to make sure you don't get hit. Because unless I have, like, 100% full health, you would get killed in one hit. And if I didn't have the pants on, maybe I would too, because I know you live with just a little bit of health. Let's see. But, you know, also just trying to hug his back, because he can't seem to hit me effectively back here. Okay, by that. Also, he's going near the wall. I don't like that, but hey, it looks like we're gonna beat him. Very little issue. Alright, cool. We beat this guy. So you'll get to see the special cutscene that you get for beating this guy. I mean, I guess I was kind of just about to say exactly what it was, but hey, I'll just let you see. Also, similar to the how I've been doing the Dark Souls videos lately, these Demon Souls videos are going to be divided by progress, not time. So some videos probably going to be longer than others. The thing is, there's a set of areas, and the last part of each area basically consists of nothing but a boss. So I might just combine that with the area before. Or I'll start the one video with that, and then I'll do the next level. Yeah, that'd probably be better. Anyway, hi, big dragon guy. Did I pass by an item? I feel like I did. No, okay. Yeah, big old dragon guy. He's the dragon god, so, yeah. Anyway, the benefit of getting past that guy is you get to pick up a bunch of items that are scattered around here. They're not amazing. I mean, they're amazing at this level, but it's nothing like a weapon that's going to make me really strong. It's just a couple of really good healing items, some upgrade items to give me a nice little head start on upgrades, and some souls, I believe. So, you know, good stuff, good stuff. Right. Got the soldier's soul. Hey, buddy. I like that my guy tried to run away. He had like the last second there. He's like, oh wait, I'm having second thoughts! And I died, even though my health bar is still full. But yeah, so that's the one that you're guaranteed to lose no matter what, obviously, because it happens during a cutscene. But yeah, if you don't die to the demon I fought before that guy, you die to him. But yeah, if you die to the guy beforehand, you'll be in this exact same spot that I'm in right now. So I'll let this play out. Apologies for the sound. Had an itch. Had an itch. I need to get a like a mic stand mic as opposed to a headset one. It's real easy for the, like the one of the earpieces to squeak, or whenever I touch it, it makes a pretty annoying sound like I just did. But yeah, I gotta get a mic stand or something. It would also help with the background staticky sound, because it would be more focused on one direction. Anyway, I should stop talking. But hey, you know, Christmas is soon, so...
Thou canst not exit the nexus, but each of the 5 archstones will connect them together.
Alright, you have died, and the nexus has trapped your soul. You cannot escape the nexus. However, by capturing demon souls, you can reclaim your physical body. Nexial binding. Anyway, a few things I want to point out. You may have noticed in the top left, my health is missing some. I'm missing half of my health. The catch, you know how in Dark Souls you have a human form and a hollow form. In Demon Souls you have a human form and a phantom form, which I like the idea of the phantom form a lot more than human form. I mean, than the hollow form, because I still look like my character. Yeah. Instead of, you know, undead bacon man. But yeah, when you're in phantom form, you also lose half of your health, which is a pretty crazy punishment. There's going to be something I'll get later which will help with that. It'll happen in this episode, as a matter of fact. But we'll go into that when it happens. Also, you notice I have a blue bar in between my health and stamina bar, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with from Dark Souls. There's a mana bar in Demon Souls, as opposed to having a set number of castings for each spell and or miracle. You just have a mana bar. So, you know, you'll see I'll cast a seal. I'll lose too much mana to cast it again, but, you know, if I had more mana, I would be able to cast it again, and there are stats that will increase mana. Anyway, the way that Demon Souls works is, instead of having an open world, I mean, in a sense, it is kind of still like an open world. It's kind of like you warp to different, smaller open worlds. So, you know, it's not completely... But yeah, this is a series of levels will be at this stone. A series of levels will be at this stone, but I can't access these now. I have to do this level first. But once I complete this level, all of the other stones will unlock, and then I can do them in any order from that point on, which is nice. We can talk to this guy if we want.
Well, you slipped through the fissure too, did you? You came for demon souls? Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero? Hunting for demons? Try one of the archstones. Now go. That is why you came, is it not? To this accursed Volataria.
Alright, so he basically just said to use this archstone, kind of like how I just shown. Anyway, yeah, we'll go to the first level. I'm gonna edit this out. Haha, cool, eh? I saved you like 10-15 seconds there. Dang console loading times. Alright. Got a lot of dudes in his mouth. I'm not intimidated. Those are all dead guys. I can eat dead guys. I mean, they don't fight back, so it's not intimidating. And if you had a bunch of people in your mouth going like, "Oh God, I'm being eaten. Oh, it hurts," I'd probably be a bit scared, but just a bunch of dead guys. Anyway, oh, forget about that guy. I do have the volume on my TV kind of low to make it so the volume doesn't double up, you know, coming from the TV, going from the TV to the mic that I'm talking into. Yeah, you know. Anyway, I should probably talk about World Tendency events. Maybe, yeah, okay, World Tendency, they placed the message. So you can see this gate's closed. Let me explain World Tendency. You'll notice if I go to this World Tendency tab, you can see all these archstones. They're kind of lit up. There's one that's broken. It's broken for a lore reason. It's never going to be fixed. It's basically just aesthetic. Anyway, you'll see they're kind of lit up. They can be brighter or darker. They can actually be as dark as that broken one over there. And that's the World Tendency. What that does is, the lighter it is, if it's lighter, you'll fight easier enemies, and if it's dark, you'll fight harder enemies, but the harder enemies will also have a higher chance of dropping loot. Also, there are World Tendency events, which are affected by the World Tendency. So if I have pure white World Tendency, this gate will be open, and I can go through and get the stuff on the other side. There's a lot of things that are affected by it. While this may sound like a really cool idea, in theory, I feel it wasn't executed well in this game. The issue is that, let me explain how you gain and lose World Tendency first. The issue, you gain World Tendency by beating bosses and killing black phantoms and stuff like just killing certain things will give you wider World Tendency. But to get darker World Tendency, the main thing you have to do is you have to die. But you have to die while in human form. Phantom form doesn't do anything. And as you can imagine, if you've ever played Dark Souls, you know that a lot of people stay in hollow form, which is essentially this game's phantom form equivalent. A lot of people stay in hollow form to avoid invasions and stuff like that. And there's kind of a similar issue with this one. And I'll explain why it's an issue in a little bit. But people tend to stay in phantom form in this game, so as a result, they don't really get darker World Tendency. Because you have to die in human form. So if you stay in phantom form, then you can just you just keep fighting till you get to the boss, and then you just gain tendency. You never lose it. And the reason, one of the reasons why that's a big issue is because the way the servers work is it will kind of gravitate everybody's World Tendency towards the server average. So a lot of people, you will just have pure white tendency, not pure white, but you'll have nearly pure white tendency all the time. While this does have some benefits, it also has a couple negatives in my opinion. Some not major, but annoying ones, for sure. Because some tough enemies or some special enemies will only spawn in when you have like either pure black or close to pure black World Tendency, and some of them drop items that you really want, or upgrade materials for special weapons and stuff like that. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to get this item called Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. You can't really farm it. It's kind of like Humanity. Except, you know, instead of using it and then resting on a bonfire and then restoring humanity, just using it will just straight up restore your humanity immediately. But, so what you have to do is, since your tendency is, like, so bright white all the time, you'll have to, if you want to kill anything that has a dark rule tendency, oh god, I took a lot of damage from that firebomb. Oh, that was almost my death. I gotta heal up. Having this little health is very dangerous, but again, that'll be fixed soon. Ah, man, now I lost my train of thought. Right. If you want to make your will tendency dark, you get these things called Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, which restore your humanity, and you have to get a bunch of them. You can't farm them. There's nowhere I can think of that where you can like farm them. You have to just get them throughout the game, and you have to just keep like whatever world you want to have darker tendency. You have to spawn in, use a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, and then just die somehow really quick, usually by just jumping off a cliff. So, you know, you just keep rinsing and repeating, you know, spawning in, Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, jump off cliffs, respawn, Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, jump off cliff, and you gotta keep doing that. The whole process takes a couple minutes, usually, but it's really annoying. I think the issue with that is I think that I'm saying, like, think and thought a lot all in one sentence. I think that their thought process was that people were going to value human form much more than they do. And that whenever they died, they would do whatever they could to get in human form. Now, the ways that you can actually get in human form is one is by using these Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, like I just talked about. But two other ways is doing co-op with somebody and beating the boss. You'll immediately get your body back. This is, you know, there's no humanity counter. You don't save humanity and then revive. You'll do things and you'll become human again. So one way to get it back is Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, like I said. Another way, join a co-op game. Whoa! Torch is just as deadly in this Souls game as the other Souls game, by the way. One way is to do co-op and, you know, beat the boss of somebody. You'll respawn in your world with your human form back. You can beat the boss yourself, you know, just like in your own game. You'll get your body back. And in this one, I think is actually really cool. I wish they kept it like this in Dark Souls. If you're if you're in phantom form and you invade somebody and kill them, you'll be in human form. I thought that was an amazing idea. That was the bomb. Okay, here's why. It incorporated PvP into PvE. Like as right now, when you play Dark Souls, it's somebody just decides ahead of time that like they want to do PvP. They build their character around it, and they'll get to a point where they feel like PvPing. They'll just sit in a room and just spam invasions over and over and over. You had to be in human form anyway, so why did it need to give you humanity, you know? You couldn't invade when you were in hollow form unless, you know, you used the blue eye. But that wasn't really for the sake of getting you any benefits other than just a little Covenant, you know, souvenir of appraisal. But now I'm sidetracking a bit too much. Anyway, in this one, you can only invade when you're in a phantom form, and when you kill somebody, you'll get your human form back. That is so fucking cool. Because you can be like, okay, I'm trying to progress through the game. Oh no, I died. Now my health bar is halved. I need to fix this. You can either help somebody, you can push on and deal with it, you can use the Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, or you can invade somebody, steal their humanity, and get back to your game. That was really cool. By the way, that was a shortcut down there. I was kind of getting all up in that invasion talk. Anyway, you may have noticed I picked up a ring when I opened that door. This was the thing I was talking about that's going to fix my health issues. Lose less HP while in soul form. Now we're going to use this, although I do feel like that this was the main thing that kind of ruined the world tendency. This is what made people value human form less. Because now I have, I mean, it's still not all my health, but it's significantly less. It's an amount that you can easily deal with, which is a shame. This devalued human form significantly, and I think caused a lot of the issues with the game. Also, we're gonna get another ring right away. You may have noticed I did that little tricky jump. It's because I wanted to talk to this guy. Also, Thief Ring, become harder for enemies to detect. That's actually really useful in this one. You know, the Fog Ring isn't that useful in Dark Souls, but Thief Ring in this one, really useful, even in PvE.
A surprise indeed.
Enemies got stuff to
now
say.
that you are here, pray thee, fend off these dreglings.
Alright, he wants me to jump down there and kill those guys for him, because he's a little baby. He's a fucking baby. Okay, I'm getting wrecked already. Okay, I need to get some space. Also eat a half-man grass. Here we go. Let's just... there we go. Thin out the numbers. Thin out their numbers! Alright. I did not handle that well. But we survived, so. Anyway, he jumps down because he's all down.
My thanks for your brave rescue. I am
He's very thankful. He gives me a brass telescope. This is essentially this game's equivalent of binoculars. So that means that that's the best item in the game. Here. Pick up some more grass. Some chrysanthemums. Also, I should probably explain that healing works differently in this game. As opposed to getting Estus flasks, since there's no bonfires at this game. Healing items are consumable items that you can find and buy from some merchants. This is kind of a good and bad thing. Actually, I mean, it's not a good and bad thing. It's just it's bad in some respects, and it's not bad in other areas. So, I don't want to hit my buddy while I'm fighting this guy. There we go. The thing with Dark Souls that I really thought was a good idea with the Estus system was that you never had to worry about, like, you know, farming for more healing items. You never had to worry about running out and being just stuck. And at the same time, you didn't, I mean, later on you got this, but at first you never really got so much to make the game, like, just trivially easy. You know, as long as I don't die all at once, I can just heal up with Estus or whatever. Later on, when you kindled bonfires and would have, like, you know, 20 Estus flasks, even 10 was a bit much, then it became a bit easy. But, you know, at first, it was pretty good. Take out these guys. I don't actually have to come down here and kill these guys, there's not much purpose. I just want to make sure that Ostrava doesn't die. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter for me in this game because... normally I like him because he gives you an item when you save him for the last time. You'll save him multiple times. He gives me an item that I really like to get when you save him for the last time. Although it is not that useful for the character build I'm making. Which is going to be a faith character build. So I'm going to have, like, you know, a bunch of health regeneration on me at all times. It's going to be really cool. Also, I think I was talking about faith before and got sidetracked. But either way, I guess I'll just start over with that because that was a while ago. So the thing I don't like about faith in this game is there's not actually many faith skills that actually scale with your faith skill. For the most part, you can get the most out of faith just by having the bare minimum amount of faith attunement slots to cast things, because not many of them scale. You can use an item that you didn't even meet the stat requirements for, but it didn't matter because since things don't scale, or like 90% of the faith spells don't scale with anything, then it didn't matter. The only things that really scale are the heal skills, I think. And there's this one attack. I think there's only one attack that Faith has. Wow, that was really weird. I parried him, but I got hit at the same time, and then I did, like, a sprinting attack, which, I don't know. That was really weird. But yeah, there's heal spells that scale, and there's not really anything that does damage except for one move called, I think it's called the God's Wrath or something like that. It's something like that. It's basically this game's Wrath of the Gods, except it casts much slower, but has a much bigger blast radius. It's, yeah. But yeah, so it was like, what's the point of leveling up Faith really high? The only real point to level up Faith really high is when you're using those health regeneration weapons. You know, their damage scales with Faith. So, I don't know. It's okay, I guess, but I feel like they should have had a few more damaging moves. They should have had more of a reason to actually want to level up Faith nice and high if you wanted to use the miracles. Right now, the only reason is, you know, again, like I said like 3 times now, just to use the weapons. We're gonna go that way later, but there's actually dragons out there guarding. You might have actually seen it in the boulder area. You know, you can see a dragon sleeping off on the distance on the hill. There's also a dragon gonna show up right now. Ow, I got hit in the back. I'll just eat grass. In fact, there's a dragon right there. We're gonna let him start breathing fire, and now we're gonna run away. If you run away too early, he just bails, and then, yeah. So. Anywho. We have to wait for a minute. I don't know why he likes to do a few rounds on that bridge, and then he leaves. But, yeah, we need him to get out of there, because he will destroy us if he hits us with that fire. I forget if it's a one-shot. It might not be, because the Temple Knight has some decent health, but it could be, and I don't want to take that risk. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Right, he should be out of here now. Yeah, I hear him landing, so... Okay, now we want to rush past these guys. I ain't got no time for this. Oh no! Oh no! They blocked me. Don't block me, bro. Alright, we still managed to get by. No problem. No problem. I think the... Oh, there's the dragon. Hi. Right. Okay. I'm gonna pull this lever. Makes stuff happen. Big old gate opens up. And... Surprise! Spear! Right, so that was the first boss, kind of being a show-off, like, I'm throwing my spear at you. Oh, that was close. Right, so you may have noticed there's really an absence of bonfires in Demon Souls, because, you know, there is none. It's really a spiritual predecessor, or Dark Souls was a spiritual successor to this game. You know, it kept a similar name, you know, it kept the Souls name, but it was like a completely different storyline. It's essentially, it's basically a completely different universe, as far as I know. Just, you know, the gameplay is the same. Well, not the same. The gameplay is very similar. As you can see, you know, you got your standard R1, you know. There's some extra moves that was added in the Dark Souls, like there's no forward R2 attack in Demon Souls, you know, there's no leaping attack, there's no plunging attack. You know, there's a couple less attacks, there's no jumping. It may sound like there's a lot of stuff missing, but no, it's actually, it still feels... I mean, a lot of the stuff that they added in Dark Souls, people don't use much. I mean, how often do you really use the forward R2 attack? How often do you use the plunging attack? How often do you need the jump? Anywho, get these upgrade materials. These are, yeah, by the way, those are upgrade materials. It's not Titanite stuff in this one. They're shards and chunks of whatever types of stone. Unknown hero, so... Right, okay. More shield guys, they're very defensive in the front, just gotta hit them in the back. And they're dead. Yeah, dead! Trying to hit me with that spear. Oh, there we go. Alright. So yeah, because there's no bonfires, Demon Souls is primarily made up of a bunch of shortcuts. Which, you know, you'll probably recognize the area I'm about to go back to. Hey, we're back at the start, and there's the spear the guy threw, and now there's a giant fog wall here. Whoa! Anywho, let us go through this fog wall. Let me actually just... Okay, yeah. Now, since I've played this before, I actually know that this boss is super weak to fire. It's very nice to have fire, so we're gonna get some of that turpentine we have, because this is a weapon buff, the turpentine. It'll light your weapon on fire. And yeah, we're gonna light it on fire. We're gonna get in there, and we're just gonna hopefully destroy the boss. If we die, it's actually no big deal, because conveniently the boss is close to the start after all the shortcuts. Not all the bosses like that, but a good chunk of them are. Oh god, these guys keep stabbing me. Okay, let me just heal up really quick. Okay, now let's just rush them down, because the guys all around them, even though they have a big shield on their face, doesn't help them that much against the fire damage, so we can still kill them pretty easily. We just want to thin out these numbers, and then, you know, once all these guys are gone, the boss is literally useless. He doesn't attack you. The boss is mainly just try to hit this big thing while a bunch of shield guys are coming at you. See, the boss is even kind of starting to retreat now that he doesn't really have many of his buddies on him. And he's dead. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. With him dead, all the other ones just automatically die. Get some fat loots here. More upgrade materials. These guys are great for getting upgrade materials. Not many of them dropped it though. Right, so completed that area. Lead Demon Soul. Now we may have killed the boss, but we're not quite done with this area. So I'm gonna keep the episode going a bit longer. I'll be able to show you one of the World Tendency events, because like I said before, the server drifts to the world tendency average, And so as a result, almost all the world tendencies are like almost pure white. They're like one level away. Anyway, there's a cutscene here, so I'm gonna quiet down for a moment.
Welcome back. The Monumental awaits the above. The Monumental will explain the Nexus to thee.
Alright, now we just got to go up above, because she told me to go up there. Nexus is actually kind of a pretty easy place to get lost sometimes if you don't know exactly where to go. You know, somebody might go up here and be like, oh, okay, it must be up here. I'm up here now. No, there's nothing up here, really. So you just gotta keep going up even higher. Oop, almost walked over the edge. That would have been silly. And the one with the lit candle, that one's the Monumental. I think all the other ones are dead, so...
We have long awaited you, Slayer of Demons. I am one of the Monumentals. We preserve the fabric of reality. There is something thou needest to know. Once, we too, a scourge of demons faced. In the distant past, under a benevolent rule, the world was united, owing to the soul arts. Until a lust for power caused the awakening of the Old One. Across the land seeped a colourless, deep fog, and the world faced extinction at the hands of the demons. Thanks be, we were able to lull the Old One back to his slumber, yet only after the loss of innumerable souls, and half the world lost, erased by the fog. In order to mend the fabric of what land still remained, we entrusted 6 elders with 6 precious archstones. One to the king of a small yet diligent land. One to the king of the burrowers underground. One to the wise queen of the great ivory tower. One to the chieftain of lost and ill-fortuned souls. One to the shaman of the tempest-worshipping shadowmen. And the last to the great giants of the northern lands. The archstones were placed at nodes across the earth. We contained the Old One inside this nexus and banned the soul arts. Finally, we became monumentals, half-living sentinels of the fabric of reality. Alas, the other monumentals have perished, and only I remain.
By the power of the Monumentals, the 4 sealed archstones have been released.
Now it is your turn. You must lull the Old One back to its slumber, and seal it away for all eternity. If not, the deep fog will absorb all that we know. Have you the strength to accept this mission?
Sure, why not?
Yes, we are fortunate indeed to have you. Now, go forth and destroy every last demon. The Old One, without demons to feed its souls, will a new servant seek and lure you to its bosom.
Alright. Actually, there's an item over here. You always want to say yes to that no matter what, because you have something to gain by saying yes, but you have nothing to gain by saying no, so... yeah. Anywho. I'm gonna head back down. Again, this episode's running kind of long, but you know, first episode, getting a lot of stuff out of the way, a lot of cutscenes, a lot of dialogue, tutorial area, first level, and I'm gonna head back to the first level to nab an item. So, actually nab a couple of items, really. And I'm gonna be doing it in kind of an asinine order, but Alright, so here we go. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna go warp back here. That one gate on the left side should be open now, but we're actually gonna go there second. We're gonna go over to where the dragons were. Remember how I said look down the hall one? I was like, we'll go there later. We're gonna go there now, because now that we have White World Tendency, we'll be able to get all this stuff out there. Normally there's a big old dragon guarding it. It's possible to get it, but I'm not familiar enough with it to really trust myself to do that. Right, so we're just gonna get past a lot of these guys. We should be faster going right or left. I'm thinking left. Yeah, actually there's a lot less to deal with if we go left. I mean, there's still guys to deal with, but... actually, there might even be more guys to deal with, but I feel like it's gonna be easier and faster to do this. Also, I've been talking a lot during loading screens. I have to train myself to not talk during the loading screen so I can cut them without you guys missing anything. So apologies for that. Hopefully I'll get used to it. There's that one loading screen I'll be sure to cut. It's going to be a pain finding all the loading screens. Well, I guess it won't be too big of a pain finding all the loading screens for this first episode. Because I know there's only like that one. I mean, I can quickly skim through it and find out what loading... because the loading screens take a while. I can go through the video really quick and find them, I'm sure. Yeah. I also have to make sure I remember to edit out the appearance editing of my character. I mean, again, I didn't do much, so, and I didn't talk for it because I plan on editing it, so you're not missing anything. Right. So, we can also go this top way now instead of the bottom way, so we can actually, you know, get a little something new shown. He's gonna throw the thing at me. Oh god, it's gonna blow up. The ray containers blow up if they're hit by fire, but if you just hit them yourself, they don't blow up. So, I mean, if you hit them with your weapon, or if you roll into them, I mean, if you hit them with your own fire thing, they're still gonna blow up. Now, is that merchant still here? There's usually a merchant here. I don't know if he's still gonna be here because I killed the boss, or if he's gonna be waiting in the second area. I think he's gonna be waiting in the second area. Yeah, he's not here. He's normally sitting on one of those boxes. Oh well, we'll be sure to buy this stuff from him in the next area, because I do want to get, I want to try to get as much armor and stuff like that as I can. Oh. Oh. Yeah. I like the halberd a lot more in Demon Souls, mainly because, I mean, you'll notice in Dark Souls, if I were to miss the swing, my guy would like fumble for a second. He would like kind of stumble around. In this one, he's just, he hits. That's it. No, you know, no gimmicks like, I missed, I gotta wait a moment now. Gotta make sure I hit every time. Yeah! But we're actually going to be trading out the halberd for essentially the exact same weapon. There's a different weapon I want to get. It has the exact same skill set and does the exact same damage, but I like it more because it does blunt damage. And I believe blunt damage is a little bit better than slashing damage. And I mean, it's not objectively better, but it breaks blocks more easily, and yeah. And I think lighter armors defend better against slashing than it does against blunt. Where's that? Oh well, I forget the exact reason. It's just I know it breaks block more easily, and everything else is just kind of not really noticeable changes. So I'm going to get this thing called the like Miralda's hammer or something. It's something like that. Anyway, I'm probably going to be getting that in the next episode, or the episode after that, actually. But yeah, actually figures. Actually, it might even just be later, because there's actually another weapon I would be getting in the meantime, which would definitely replace this weapon for now. So anyway, yeah, but just you know what I want to do. So anyway, there's no dragons out here anymore, so I can run over and grab all these delicious, delicious items. Oh god, I just realized, what's my item burden at? Oh, I didn't think that through. Well, will still be no problems. Still no problems. Yeah, I'm gonna head, before I go through the gate, I'm gonna head back to the Nexus and then go back for, I'll edit the whole part out. So I'll go to where I would be about to go through the gate, and then I'll edit it so that, you know, I go back to the... And actually, because there's something I should get at the Nexus that I should show you guys. So I'll edit. I'll be sure to quiet down and edit out the loading screen. So we just got some shards of Nexus. We're gonna use it right now just to save some time. It's essentially like Homeward Bones, where it warps you back. So yeah, I will see you guys in a second. You'll still probably see the loading screen, but it'll be like a second long, when in reality it's like 15 seconds. So anyway, I'll be back in a second. Alright, so now we got this one thing. You may have noticed earlier, we got the hairpin around the time we got the cling ring. So this is actually important to this dude, and he gives me an item that I really like to get. So anyway, let's actually drop off all of our armor, because that takes up a lot of weight. Probably should have actually just held on to that ring. Let's drop off these weapons, because again, there's actually an item burden in this one. Not equip burden, item burden, which is really lame. Fortunately, they got rid of it in Dark Souls, but we have it now, so we gotta deal with it. So anyway, yeah, that was the jade hair ornament. We're going to want to talk to this guy a couple times. He basically talks about how the Scourge came and his wife and daughter were killed, mainly. So you just want to talk to him a bit, so he brings that up. Now, once I talk to him again, I mean, sorry, kind of skipping the dialogue. The episode has been going on for a while. I kind of want to get it over with. Not because, you know, I don't want to play this, but because I don't want the episodes to be an hour long. I would prefer if they were like 20 to 30 minutes long. Anyway, we'll give him the jade hair ornament. The ornament belonged to his daughter, that's why he really wants it. And he gives me a ring of Herculean strength. Now, I have, you may have noticed, I picked up a ring of great strength, and now I picked up, oh, actually, one second, I'm going to be quiet for the loading screen. Right, so, I picked up a ring of great strength, and a ring of Herculean strength, and, they basically equip your two different burden weights. You know, you have your equip burden and your item burden. Great strength increases your equip burden. Herculean strength increases your item burden, so you can carry more items. It's really convenient to have the Herculean strength ring on you, because there's going to be a lot of parts where you're just like, oh man, well, I'm going to go ahead and, oh, these red phantom dudes. These are not people. They're running out there. There's occasionally red phantom enemies in Demon Souls. Some of them only show up, actually a lot of them only show up if you have pure black tendency, but these guys just show up because they're just exclusive to this little area. But, yeah. So anyway, we're gonna go through here. There's a couple items I want to get. But yeah, having the Herculean ring on you is really nice, because you won't be, like, if you try to pick up a set of armor, like, what happens is, oh, that thing's going over the edge. Crystal Lizard, kind of like the ones in Dark Souls. Say there's a set of armor on the ground. I mean, you don't know what it is, because, you know, it's like a little light, just like these little things. But you'll pick it up, and it'll be like, you don't have enough item burden to pick this up. So then the set will go from like a you can pick it up state to a state similar to if you were to drop it. So at that point, if you were to reload the game, or leave the area and come back, you would lose those items forever. They would be gone, which really stinks. Let me just heal up a bit. These guys are giving me a bit of trouble. I shouldn't have aggroed all of them at once. That was a misplay to aggro all of them. But yeah, if you leave and you come back, it'll be gone forever. So you want to have the Herculean strength ring on you, so that way, instead of being like, well, I either need to drop a bunch of items or lose this forever, instead of, you know, being like that, you can just, you know, be like, okay, I'll just give up my one of my rings for the rest of this level, and then I'll bank it all when I get back. So yeah, it's very nice to have that, because you never know, especially your first time through Demon Souls, you never know when you're going to pick up something and it's going to be like a set of armor that's like really heavy. But yeah, anyway, tricky person coming up here, we're going to buff our weapon. Right, it's a sneak attack too. Hi! Whoa! We're just going to parry the crap out of her. She's pretty difficult just because she does a lot of damage and has a lot of health, so it's kind of an endurance round. But I think she's easy enough to parry if you back away and then let her rush up to you, because she seems to just attack you. Oh, I even chained a backstab. Wow, it's really hard to chain backstabs in Demon Souls. Also, I should mention this earlier, there's like no poise in Demon Souls no matter how heavy your armor is. So yeah, it's really easy to just get stunned out of your attack. So it's useful to have quicker weapons, like at least some type of quick weapon. There's a lot more strength weapons that are pretty quick. You may have noticed I picked up that armor set. It's really cool, but I can't use it because in Demon Souls there are male and female exclusive armors. You see in the top left it says female only, which stinks. I mean, yeah, I would love to have that set on because it looks really cool. So, anyway, one huge pain, ladder speed is really slow, and you can't slide down in Demon Souls. They kept the ladder slide was a new feature in Dark Souls. Yeah, so this is the longest ladder in the game. You have to climb all the way down, pick up the stuff down there, and then climb all the way up. It's a real pain, for sure. I should probably mention, I'm going to try to be in human form as much as I can, because I want to support the online community and not just kind of stay away from it, you know? Demon Souls, I mean, it's still active enough where they keep the servers up, but I feel like it's been dying a bit lately. Oh, okay, well, here we go. You need to put on the ring. We actually don't even need to have the cling ring on, because that doesn't have any effect on you, unless you're in phantom form. So yeah, there you go, first good use of the Herculean strength ring. Right, so here comes the reason why I did this in this order instead of, you know, going here first and then to the dragon second. There's an item I want to get. It's on a support beam or something like that. It's on just like a beam up there. It's really easy to die here, so I felt I would come here second, and then once I pick it up, I'm going to warp back to the Nexus using the other shard of Archstone that I picked up. It's a very, very good item. It's an upgrade item. It's a colorless demon soul, and it's really useful for upgrading some weapons and stuff. So, here we go. It's very difficult. Hopefully I don't die. You have to do this just right. Okay. Now, back step. Okay. Colorless demon soul. We got it. First go. Great. Okay, now we're going to warp back to the Nexus. I'll see you guys after the loading screen. Alright, so that'll do it for the first episode. You know, we got quite a bit of stuff done. We got a bunch of rings and stuff. Let's drop these things off at the bank so we have good room and can take off that ring as well. Yeah, this is actually the heaviest armor set in the game that I picked up down there. Not the binded set, but you know, the one I had to put on the Herculean strength ring for. Also the really nice shield. Anyway, that'll do it for this episode. I hope you guys are looking forward to Demon Souls series. I know I have been looking forward to it for a while, and you know, I guess if you like the Dark Souls series, I don't see why you wouldn't like this one. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode.